Again, Talia with the Sassy Nation. Welcome back to Design Your Decade, your source for all the things that you need to know in order to step into the identity of the person that you want to become, that next level version of yourself in 2020 and the decade beyond. So tonight we are going to be talking about that moment when you feel like you want to quit. Okay, I got a very, very powerful message from my girl, Mel Robbins. If you all don't know who that is, she wrote the book, The 5-Second Rule. It's amazing. And it's all about how to motivate yourself to take action. And I'm going to cut to her video right here because I really want you to see it. And in this video, basically, she's just encouraging somebody who is on the verge of wanting to quit. Okay, we're back. So before we dive into our discussion this evening, I want to remind you that if you have any questions about any of the information that you are learning here, please do not hesitate to hop into my DMs, click the link in my bio or in the comments below. Okay, so like I said, tonight we're going to talk about the moment when you feel like you want to quit and what to do about it. So a couple of things are going on here. A lot of times when you are being led by your purpose, you will have a vision that is bigger than you, right? A vision that is so big and there's so many pieces to it that you just can't even necessarily fathom how you're going to get it all done. And the thing about having a vision is that it is actually the number one motivator for people in order for them to take action when you are being led by a vision, when you're being led by your purpose. The number two motivating factor is when you have a personal conviction about something. Number three is the thing that you're motivated by is very ethically or morally based type of a motivation. And then you have ego-centered, and then under that is being motivated by money. So what does all of this mean? When you are motivated by your vision, that does not mean that it's going to be easy, okay? Which is the reason why you may feel like giving up sometimes, because you have this vision that is so substantial that, you get knocked around in the ring a lot. And I mentioned this on a previous video about how all the time, people are celebrating their wins and taking a lot of L's, behind the scenes, and nobody really wants to talk about that. And so the technique that I want to share with you today is to help you when you are in the moment, in the state of feeling like you want to quit or you want to give up, okay? And the technique that I'm going to teach you today, it is the learning state. It's called Hakalau, and it's actually a very, very light meditation, and it's one that you can do while you are up and moving around and conscious. So before we get into Hakalau, I want to mention this one thing that you should be keeping in mind, and that's really important, that will help you understand why your state of being is so important. So your emotions basically are the trigger that cause you to feel different states of being, whether that's happiness, whether that is sadness, anger, feeling defeated, whatever it is, your emotions are the trigger point for that state of being, right? And so naturally, your brain does this thing. It has a refractory period. Once you get into a state and you kind of just hang out there in that space during this refractory period. And the goal for you is to, depending on what the state is, if it's not a resourceful state, if it's not a state that you can use that's going to help you to keep moving forward, you want to shorten that refractory period as much as you can. You don't want to stay in a particularly negative state for too long. And so that's one of the things that Hakalau can help you with. And that's one of the reasons why we're learning it today. Because when you are in a state for too long, let's say the state of being defeated, for example, you tried a thing, it failed, and your self-esteem, your ego took a hit, and now you're feeling defeated. Okay, so maybe you stay in that state for a couple of hours, maybe you stay in that state for a couple of days. at some point you need to move out of that state, because if you stay in that state for too long, let's say you go weeks and you go months, next thing you know, you have the temperament of feeling defeated or feeling deflated. And if you stay in that state for too long, next thing you know, it's a few months and then a year goes by, and now that has basically merged and started to become a part of your personality and a part of your general disposition. Okay, so that's why it's really important to know how to move in and out of states of being resourceful. Like, we're all human, we all are susceptible to the range of human emotions, but in order to be maximally effective at getting to your goals, you need to know how to be more in control of your states of being. Okay, so Hakalau. Like I said, Hakalau is a state of light meditation. It's a light awakened state of meditation, and it allows you to access your alpha waves of the brain, and it actually helps you to be more open and receptive to learning as well, which is a byproduct. Okay, so basically how to do it is that you want to focus in on a target or a point of reference, let's say on your wall, that is outside of your foveal vision. And your foveal vision is just like that straight, line of vision. You want it to be angled, like just kind of like above that line of vision. And so for me, I'm focusing in on, there's like a little dial like right underneath my ring light. And so you just focus there. You can play music if you want, if you're at home and doing this and you want to practice Hakalau. I like to do this sometimes on the train when I am getting ready to go into a meeting or something like that. And basically, while you focus in on that point ahead of you, just above your regular line of vision, the peripheral around you is kind of out of focus. But the more you focus in on that one point, you can bring the things that are in your peripheral more into your awareness. So you're sort of like scanning, and you'll be able to see movement, obviously hear things, and it really just allows you to like filter in more bits of information and taking those things in without necessarily focusing in on them. And a byproduct of that is that naturally you will start to feel a sense of calm coming over you. And so other states that aren't as resourceful, that are of a lower vibration, can't penetrate while you're in this state of Hakalau. Okay? And then if you want, you can even like bring your awareness into the vibration of things that are going on behind you, and sort of bringing that that field of vision into a 360. Okay, and then once you are ready, just come back into the room. All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. That's Hakalau. How did that feel? I want you to try to practice that in a moment that you are feeling some resistance. Maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed. Maybe you're feeling like just a little stressed. That's something that you can just stop and do like right in the moment and feel a sense of calm come over you, like literally instant relief. And it helps you to snap out of that state of whatever it is that you're currently going through and break basically a bad trance, okay, before you get too far down the line and over the edge. Okay, so that's it. That's our learning for this evening. And of course, I want to remind you that I'm doing a giveaway. So I'm giving away my personal copy of Danielle Laporte's The Desire Map Planner, which is so beautiful. Someone is going to be so lucky to have this. This is actually the undated version, which is really dope because if you get off track, you can always just pick it back up right where you left off and get right back to it, okay? So in order to win, it's really easy. All you have to do is share one of the 8 or 9, I think we're on episode 9 today, episodes of Design Your Decade with someone who can use this information You all, like, don't just keep this to yourselves. Please help me get the word out and spread this information around, because it is super valuable and it is life shifting. I mean, I'm just saying, okay? So lastly, breakthrough day. If you are in the San Francisco Bay Area between January 7th and the 11th, and that means that you are lucky indeed, because I am going to be hosting two-day retreat style breakthrough experiences with me. We're going to be staying at a beautiful posh hotel, and we are really going to be diving deep and doing the work to accelerate your progress for the coming year. This is really, really deep stuff, you guys. We are going to be energetically letting go of all the things that are no longer serving you. We're not bringing any of that into the new year. That means any negative emotions that are no longer useful to you, any limiting beliefs, any limiting decisions. We're letting all of that go so that you can create a new paradigm for your life in 2020 and the decade beyond, so that you can really step into your purpose and walk in the person, the identity of the person who you came to be in this life, in this world. So if you are interested and you want some of that good juju, some of that magic, click the link in my bio or in the comments below, and I will see you all on the next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.